warming up. Warming up my voice because it is a voice of a voice of a voice.
Blah blah.
Ba-ba-ba-bum.
Ba-ba-ba-bam.
Ba-ba-ba-ba-ba.
We're rolling.
We are rolling. Ba-ba-ba-bow. In a studio far, far away, two nerds play with their phones.
Sorry, I don't want to be social with you.
Don't want to close my eyes.
Just want to watch my phone out and didn't do.
Ooh, didn't do.
Didn't do, yeah.
And with that, we segue straight into episode 139 with me, Elias.
And me, Robert.
And today we're going to talk, I guess, amateur versus professional, or, the other way around, whatever.
Yeah, I just want to say noob.
Noob. Okay, noob versus professional.
Fucking noob. Yeah.
And also, the normal segments of tools where I have nothing to share and...
And I have nothing to share.
Cool.
Much. Yeah.
Let's keep it brief then.
Yeah, and then some retro.
Catching up on Invincible and...
Falcon
and the Winter Soldier.
Not Phoenix.
Phoenix.
Like a phoenix.
Like a phoenix.
Yeah.
Just like a phoenix. All right.
Yeah.
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 Back in business.
How have you been?
I have been super busy. Like, I really don't feel like I've done anything apart from work.
Yeah. Same here. But I've worked less. But I've done so much during that time that it feels like I've done nothing outside of that.
So how does that work, really?
I don't know. No. It's just been the one thing after the other, like even outside of work. So I haven't, like the times that I've had to sort of like, I can do anything. I've just done nothing.
Anything.
I've done
nothing.
No, I've just done nothing. That's where I am. I think I pushed myself for a bit longer than I planned to.
Yeah.
Big mistake. Should have just, done the month that I said and not 2 months or 3 months or whatever the hell it's been. But it's good now. Like I've managed to keep my work days, 8 hour long. Still stressing because there's so much to do, but that's more to my incompetence than, like if I knew those things, they would have taken a lot shorter to make.
Yeah, but I mean you are slowly getting there.
But I'm getting there, yeah. So it is all good.
Yeah. I'm just happy that you actually managed to get it down to 8 hours.
Same.
Because, like...
I did not think it was going to be possible, but you make it possible somehow.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, you tend to forget that you're only getting paid for those 8 hours.
Yeah, that is true.
And it's so easy to just get so involved in the thing that you're doing that you don't care. But then that becomes a normal thing. And then you're stuck working those 12-hour or 16-hour days.
Yeah.
And... then that becomes the new normal, and then everybody's just going to assume that you're going to work that,
Yeah, or they're going to be expecting that time. Yeah, like...
Or they don't even know that you're working that much.
They don't know that I'm working that much.
So they just assume that you're doing it in 8 hours, and they're like, why are you not producing as much now?
Yeah.
So better to just, be honest with yourself, stick to those 8 hours, and like... fuck, okay, I need to get better.
Also, I couldn't learn anything. Like, I stopped learning. I think that was my wake-up call. That I was just like, nothing sticks. Like, nothing is sticking. Like, everything I do.
I was 13.
Yes, and with that, moving on.
No, good that you're working normal hours.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Also, I worked out a lot, so that's good. Yeah.
No hurting legs this day?
The thing is, that session that I did that time has saved all the other sessions that followed because...
It was so funny. Like, he couldn't pick up the darts from beneath the dartboard.
Yeah, because we used these kids' darts that we bought, or like Robert bought them for too much money. And now we just use them all the time because...
They're awesome. Okay.
They're awesome, yeah. I don't know why, but... They're cool. Like, they're fun to throw.
It's like, it is a little bit more difficult.
Because they weigh nothing?
Yeah. You don't get the same sort of feel when you throw them. But for some reason, they just go where you want them to go. More than, like, the professional ones.
And, I have a sneeze coming up.
He's got a COVID. Coming up.
Oh, my God. No.
Out of control.
But that was like K, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. It was an E-type coming up.
Maybe they did like a collab.
Maybe they did.
They just did.
Just the 90s, just like, I have no excuse for any of those artists.
It's like me every time I'm hungover. Coming up. Everything from last... Yeah. No, from last everybody got that. Yeah, I don't have to go into details.
So we have anything we want to say intro-wise?
Yeah. 21 is still vomit-free.
Sweet.
Yes.
And also, thank you for listening, for joining the Discord, and for posting Botox selfies now in the mugshot group, or like, was it the general one? I don't remember. But it was weird. I'm sorry for starting that. It was terrifying to see this morning.
I feel very blessed to not have seen whatever this is.
I discovered a filter on Instagram called Pillow Face.
Pillow Face.
Yeah, if you go to like the filters that are there, if you scroll to the far right, or like left to right, no, right to left, sorry. There's like the search bar. If you write Pillow Face there, you'll get this sort of like Botox filter that, like, if you have a beard, it kind of fucks, like it has a hard time reading your lips, but it still fucks you up. And like, you look like one of those people that has like just too much filler and, you know, Botox and everything.
So beautiful people.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. Beautiful within quotation marks. And you look like someone, like Stallone's mom, basically. That's what you look like.
Like Stallone.
Like Stallone. That is true.
Mickey Rourke.
Oh, man. Yeah, that I laughed so, like, I sent so many selfies to,
Sean Patrick Flannery. I can keep going.
Oh, dude, yes. What the fuck Sean Patrick, what the fuck happened?
But like, he's actually starting to look good again. Like, I've seen recent pictures of him, and he looks all right. And I didn't know he was like an actual fighter.
Oh, shit.
He's like a proper boxer.
Like, I did not know that.
No. So that's also why he's pretty, I guess.
Mm-hmm. Of course. That's why he felt the need to...
Speed.
No.
Isn't that it?
No, that is not.
I feel the need to speed. It's the Russian version.
Okay, moving on. Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah, thanks for listening. And
yeah,
intro song. Go, go, go,
go.
Artists of the world unite. Step out of your comfort zone into the danger zone.
On topic, like always.
What?
I don't know.
Shut your face hole. Yeah. So talking about noobs. So I think the big question is, when are you and when are you not like a professional within quotation marks?
Yeah. So we Googled this, and
yes. So we will reveal that answer towards the end. So stay tuned.
Exactly.
But yeah, no. So for me.
Yeah.
I'm just going to dive in and say that I've never ever felt like a professional at any stage of my entire life. And I've been doing so many different billions of things. Mm-hmm. But to no extent would I ever have called myself a professional. Mm. Would you have done this?
Yes, but also...
But your ego is so much bigger than mine. But my penis is bigger than yours. So it all evens out. Yeah.
Yes. What? It evens out?
Yeah, that's how the balance thing goes.
Okay, cool. Just like, no.
So what happened?
Like, it feels like it's too early for this, but it's just, not.
We've only just begun.
Mm-hmm. No, but the way that I've always... Yeah, I have no idea where we're at, really. You just lost me. I had a point.
Have you ever, seen yourself as a professional?
Oh, yeah, shit. Yeah. The thing is, it really mattered to me in the beginning when I was starting out.
What do you mean?
Like, being a professional. Like, like whatever that means to you. Like what it meant to me was just getting paid regularly for art, you know?
Yeah.
And it really mattered to me. Like the title professional mattered. Now that I have had a couple of titles, both from sort of like an art perspective and a managerial, you know, like I guess standpoint. Like I've had a couple of different titles.
Is that an African title?
Yes. What?
It sounded like Nigerian.
Yeah. Oh no, managerial. Managerial.
Oh yeah.
I don't know if that's a word.
The Manchurian.
But it's the managerial candidate. Is that what you're going for? But yeah, and like the longer that I've worked in the gaming industry, like the less I've cared about the titles. Like they just don't matter, you know.
It's just a title.
Yeah. So I don't know why it mattered so much. I guess it was sort of like a rite of passage, you know, like, oh, you're a professional now. You're not a
noob.
Struggling noob, yeah.
Junior, I guess, or whatever.
No, but I mean, you're even a beginner. Like you're not in the business, but you're an aspiring artist, I guess is the word.
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah.
But that's and that's what still makes me sort of confused about that title, professional.
Yeah.
Because it just sounds so, la-di-da or like professional.
Dude, for me, professional always meant being really good at something.
Yeah.
But then today, when we looked it up, I was like, it comes from like the word profession.
Yeah.
Which is,
I mean, it
just like if you say it like that, you totally get it, and then you add
it just makes sense.
The end
to
it, and you're just like, yeah, I've never thought of it as a profession.
Like,
yeah. I've never thought about the profession part in it. Just like it has I've never registered that part.
No, same.
To me, professional has always meant like something, like being a master at something. That's what it's meant to me. Like
it
has been
exactly
like, oh, this person is so good at this specific thing.
He's become professional.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So I guess that is something I should have looked up earlier.
But I mean, it comes from
being a poor artist and not affording a dictionary. How could I?
Exactly. We don't know how to read anyways.
Or use Google.
What is that? No. But pro level comes to mind. That's professional.
Profession.
Yeah. So being a pro is sort of what my brain has always interpreted the professional as. And again, like I would never ever have called myself a professional in any sense of the word until this weekend, where all of a sudden I get a request to have a apprentice, my own little Padawan. And all of a sudden it all sort of just flipped, and you go like, holy shit, like I've been tattooing for like 7 years. That's a long time to do the one thing.
Yeah.
And
every day for 8 hours. Yeah.
Yeah. At least, And all of a sudden you start sort of realizing that, yeah, maybe I am somewhat of a professional, like with the stuff that I do. I seriously, like I can't in good conscience still call myself that, because it doesn't feel that way. And it's also my way of sort of keeping the what do you call it? Like I'm still trying to achieve greatness in a way, like to not stop chasing the dream or whatever. So I don't know, acknowledging that I am a professional might stop that, or like I have that worry in my head. And I mean, that would be the death of me. I need to keep chasing whatever it is that I want to achieve, and I need to have that sort of never be achievable in a sense.
No, I do get you there, but I think also when you and me have talked about it, professional has always just meant getting paid for doing what we do.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It is like doing the exact thing that we're doing, or that we were doing, and getting paid for it. That was sort of like, that was the difference, really, professional to, whatever the fuck we were before.
Yeah.
Amateurs.
Nothing, Ilias. We were nothing.
Yeah. so just getting that professional title like I said, we kind of mixed it up a bit with being a master at something, you know, or like being that good at a specific thing.
Yeah.
So I guess that's, I think, where we got a bit confused. I don't know.
Yeah.
But the hunger that you talk about, like not losing that, I don't think, like that's such a personal thing for me that I just like, you know, when I meet people that do what I do for a living and they don't draw outside of work, like the thing we talked about last time, about like the personal art, there's a growth there that is different from the growth at work. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
They both feed into each other, but there's just something that just like, I think I'm 36 now and I haven't like, I feel it more than I've ever felt it, you know, being like my younger self.
Yeah.
Like there's this friggin' thing inside me that's just like, we need to do more. We need to learn more. We need to get better, you know, and it just keeps getting amplified the older I get instead of, you know.
Do you think that is because we don't do as much now as we used to?
I think I do more than I've ever done.
Really though? Like
yeah.
Not in terms
not this
of
year,
different things though.
No. But last year, I don't think I've drawn that much in my entire life.
No, but that is that one thing, you know?
No, but it wasn't just the one thing.
But back in the day, we did like everything.
Oh, you mean like? Do you mean outside of art as well?
Exactly.
Yeah.
So we still had time to produce that amount of art. Maybe not that much, but outside of that, we also had a normal 8-hour job that was not relatable to the art stuff.
Yeah.
We also had the acrobatic stuff or martial arts, movies, everything. Like there's so many different things that we managed to cram into the same amount of time, more or less.
Yeah, but I didn't have responsibilities.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like no babies, no nothing.
No, but it was just me, you know.
Yeah.
Like to keep track of, like make sure I poop, like, you know, eat, and do all the stuff. Sleep, not, who cares?
Yeah, you can do that tomorrow, maybe.
But I didn't even have a, you know, like, I didn't have to worry about anyone else. Like, you just had to look out for number one, basically, you know?
Yeah, but it's just interesting, like, because I feel the same way, that I have the hunger to do more now, but I also feel like I'm not doing enough all the time. Even if I do my normal stuff on the side of tattooing, I still never feel like I am producing enough or doing enough.
Same.
I'm always behind in a way.
But that I don't feel that. That's something that I've worked out now, like worked it out of my system, basically.
But you have also produced like a crazy fuck.
Yeah.
At least last year, whereas I slowed down like immensely. And I think in that sense, I'm trying to catch up.
But I think you need to give yourself the break, you know, when you need to go, like, when you can't produce, you know.
Yeah.
Because there is usually something there that we've mentioned before. It might be personal stuff, mind ghosts, you know, work, family, whatever the fuck it is. Just give yourself that time, like.
Yeah, and that's also the thing. Like, on the one hand, I am feeling behind and I want to create a lot of stuff. And on the other hand, I'm super comfortable where I am and I feel super happy with what I am doing. Because I'm still making that money. I'm still feeling good and, like, taking time for me, you know? And it's just, everything is okay, you know? I just feel good about everything.
But in regards of when we were young, I think that, like, I wasted a lot of time. You know, like, I don't bleed as much, sort of, like, how to say it. Like, I think I'm a lot more focused with the time that I do have now than I ever was with my 24 hours, you know.
Yeah, but that comes with life.
Yeah,
like,
well, that's what I mean. Like, it's so much more
for
focused.
you with kids, I think also that's, like, the biggest takeaway from, like, if you're an artist and getting kids, the one thing that you will have to learn is time management.
To manage your time. And I was terrible at it until I had kids, and I thought I was good. I thought I was patient. No. No on both accounts. But the thing is now, the way that I learn things, it is so fast compared to then. Because I wasn't focused. I just wanted to do cool shit, but not learn how to make it all, you know, like what I mean? Like I was learning sort of in a bad way. Like, sure, I was still learning, so that's always good. But I wasn't learning in a good way that would, like, so that I could progress in the way that I like it would have given me more now if I had been a bit more focused then.
Yeah.
Like I would have progressed at a faster pace. But I just didn't have the experience to learn
the focus
like that. Yeah, or the focus.
Yeah. No, but definitely.
Yeah. So I think the way that I'm doing things now, I love. The way that I did them then was, I guess, the best I could do at the time, you know, with the experience that I had. So,
Professional.
No. But yeah, professional is basically just getting paid for something, you know, for a specific profession. Yeah. Like if you do something all the time and you start getting paid for it, you're a professional. That's like, it's that simple, you know. Professional doesn't mean that you do it well, you know, like how many times.
Not necessarily.
Yeah, because some of my first gigs were garbage, you know what I mean? But someone still paid me to do them regularly.
Yes, which in essence made you a professional.
Yeah, because
like on paper.
No, but you are a professional. You know, like when people are saying, are you acting professional? I was just like, what is acting? Professional is basically just getting paid for something. Yeah. Like, and then if you do it, you know, like if you're doing it well, or you know, if you're doing a shit job, well, you're still getting paid for it.
Well, so sometimes you don't get paid if you're doing.
Oh, super terrible.
Because that means you're not acting professional. That means, well, you're not getting money for this. So that makes sense as well. Like it all makes sense.
It all makes sense. Yeah. No, but just.
But it's funny that we, like, seriously, we're 36. This is the first time we've actually looked it up to see what it means.
But I've never cared. Like, you know what I mean? When I was young, I just wanted to get paid for doing something. Yeah. Once I got in, like, and you start sort of getting into things and they lose their novelty a bit, you know, like I thought Disney and, you know, all the AAA game studios were like, oh my God, the best jobs.
It's heaven.
It's the best jobs, you know. And then you start meeting people, and it starts to normalize.
Yeah, see how tired they are. And
Some of them definitely that, or like, I can't draw on my personal time. I'm just like too burned out, or you know, like stuff like that.
Yeah.
No. I guess perspective changes once you're in.
Yeah.
And you start valuing, I guess, the right stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And for some people, like being in those studios is the best thing. But I think being a foot soldier sometimes isn't the best thing. You know what I mean? When you feel like a foot soldier, you don't feel like part of like in a small company, in my experience at least, is that you feel part of the whole. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then once it goes like super big, you kind of just feel like you're just there to do a job. Yeah. They throw some money at you. And it's good pay, you know. But over time, it loses its sort of thing.
Yeah, the glow or the charm.
Yeah, it feels pointless.
Yeah.
And then I guess gaming is pointless. But it is, you know, the way that we humans like to sort of escape.
Yeah.
So you do bring value to other people, because I love losing myself in a game.
Exactly. And that's the thing you need to keep reminding yourself of if you are in an industry like that you are still making a difference, even though you don't
in
feel
someone's
like
life you are making a difference.
Even if you're just like a brick in the wall of that big machine or whatever, you're still doing something for the whole of humanity, so to speak. All of the gamers will thank you if you're making that game, even though they're not like sending you flowers, you know. You just still need to be grateful that you are doing something that you love doing and making a difference. But for me, sitting behind a desk was death. Like, I seriously could not stand it. So even if it was like the quote-unquote dream job, it was my personal hell.
Yeah.
It just destroyed me. Like, yeah, it was so weird. Like, because you feel so confused, because it took me like a full year before I got into like over the imposter syndrome thing and all of that. But you feel so ungrateful when you can't appreciate where you are.
I feel you.
And you're just sitting there like, I should be
enjoying this, right? Like I've worked for this.
Why am I complaining? Like what do I have to complain about? But sometimes you do have the right to not feel good about being in a certain position or whatever. Even if it is a great job, it's maybe not your great job or your personal thing?
I think that is the maturity comes with knowing that. You know what I mean? This is a great job, but it's not a great job for me.
Exactly. And that is professional.
Yeah.
Because if you're going to stay in that position.
I guess that's experience rather than.
That too.
I guess that's
too.
being that's where sort of like experience kicks in.
And also being honest with yourself.
Yeah.
Like it's scary as hell to be in that position. Like I was so second guessing everything that I was thinking, but that started to affect the job and people around me started to realize that too, and they started to try and help and reposition me and all of that too, but it just didn't work. So eventually I just decided to quit. And that was the best thing ever. Like the liberation or the sense of freedom that I felt once I had quit, when I just had sort of the last month left at Lego. When people say like the weight was lifted and all that, I felt the weight disappear. I was literally felt like I'd been drowning for 2 years and then I could breathe. Like it's so fucking weird. And that's not saying the job was shit. It was a great, great job. It was just not for me at all. Like I can't stand sitting in front of any type of computer, really, sitting answering emails and all that shit. It drains me completely. So just being honest with yourself, feeling like, well, I would rather work in a warehouse than sit and answer these emails. Even though it's going to pay me shit, I'm going to be happier then. That was when I realized that's when I felt, okay, time to go. And again, that is the professional way of doing it rather than just
sitting there for another 10 years complaining. Yeah.
Being miserable. I did something about it and I am forever grateful to myself. I love myself. Yes. Every day. So love yourself, people.
What? Just what the fuck?
I needed to do something weird. Yeah. I can't just be, talking normal.
But then again, being a master, because being a professional is basically just being, you know what I mean? Getting paid for something. But,
exactly.
But what kind of makes you,
next level.
Next level, yeah, exactly. Like being a master craftsman of whatever the fuck it is you do.
Getting a raise.
Getting a raise, yeah, money. More money makes you...
More money.
Money.
Give me money.
Yeah, because I'm at the point in my career, at least, as a hired gun or an in-house artist, where I'm getting, my pay raise doesn't, it doesn't motivate me. You know what I mean? I've gotten to the point where money...
You're making fuck you money. Yeah.
I'm not making that much fuck you money, but I'm making money so that I can live without worrying about money.
Yeah.
To that point. So what now? You know what I mean? And right now my goal is to become so good at what I do that I can do everything, I think I've said this before in the show, but I want to be able to, concept stuff to animate them and be able to just throw them in without having to ask anyone,
Yeah.
Just
taking charge and
and just doing all the things.
Filling any position that
exactly all the the ranges of what my job sort of requires me to do. I want to be able to do it all. I don't want to hire someone that does animation.
Yeah,
I just want to be able to fill that vacuum and be able to be this generalist of an artist that can do all of it.
A professional. Hey. But no,
but it isn't. I guess this is like we said, professional is just getting paid for it.
Yeah, and this
is
level.
I want to master it. You know what I mean? Whatever it is that I do and the kind of work that we do at my company, it is because usually we work one does effects and animation and one does the artwork for a game, and then we switch it up next time. But I want to be able to just if they threw me in and Elias, can you make this game? I could just jump in and do all of it in one go, That is my goal, and right now I suck at it. But, I'm good at parts of it. But I just noticed that my mind isn't, I'm not good at this, the animation and the effects part.
Yep.
And there are so many things that I'm not considering when I'm doing it, and then oh shit, I have to backtrack now. Because I need to learn the application that I'm working with to be able to do what I'm imagining. I have to, and then like, oh shit, this needs to be loopable. So everything I've done up to this point is like, I can't use this, you know?
Yeah.
So I have to figure out how to loop some stuff, and they have to go back, and it's eating so much time all the time. And so there are a lot of things, and then, you know, when you're drawing things, you don't have this problem. You know, you're like, oh, I'll do this, and then, oh, that doesn't work. I'll do it like this, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
Move this around, da-da-da, magic, magic, magic. It works, you know. And then the animation and VFX part, like, it is just like, what the fuck am I doing?
2 steps forward, 3 steps back.
And 3 steps back, yeah. So it is, you're facing that imposter syndrome a lot.
Mm-hmm.
It helps that I told them up front that I have no idea what I'm doing, you know, when I started, so it's fine, but...
That's your shield always.
Yeah, but it
doesn't... I don't know what I'm doing!
But it doesn't help when you're there feeling the pressure of, I don't know what I'm doing.
Yeah.
But then somehow, you know, you manage to put something out.
But it's a part of the curve as well.
Yeah,
like,
dude.
You need to go through this.
Without being in this industry, like, there are so many things that I would not have learned without that pressure, because I would never put that pressure on myself, you know? Shreddy, when are you getting me? I lost the fucking sentence.
Yeah, stomach. What was it?
Robert Stomach does a cameo.
Chili cheese. Chili cheese fries.
Chili cheese fries at BC Burgers.
Yeah, good stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah. What else do we have to say about being professional or mastery?
I don't know. Like, when in your career did you feel like you succeeded in being an artist? Like when did you oh shit, I'm not an amateur anymore?
Good question. I think like once you started getting more like opportunities. When it wasn't just your family asking you to draw stuff, or friends, when you had people outside that you don't know, and multiple of them coming in. I think that's when you start getting like, you feel a little bit more, in a sense. Like, it's hard to explain, but...
Dude, yeah.
But then on the other hand, like I've said, like, I still don't really feel like that person, you know? Like, yeah, I mean, I have people come from all over the place to get tattooed by me, but that still doesn't make me feel like I'm a professional in that way.
Mm-hmm.
And now, like, with the whole apprentice thing, like, first and foremost, we'll see if I actually can bring her in and start teaching her. Because, well, COVID is one factor. It's not like the studio isn't that big. We only have 3 spots. So I need to work out the logistics with the boss. Then we can see if I can take her in. And then it's only for like the summer holidays. So it's not like a full apprentice. It's more like a little workshop almost for a shorter amount of time. An apprenticeship is like, well, it could be anything from 1 to 3 years. You know, it takes a long time to learn the craft. So this is where I need to be professional, because I need to be extremely upfront with this person and tell her that...
To listen to the show,
exactly.
And also the rest that is super important.
All of that, yes. But mostly listen to the show.
Of course.
Just like you, dear listeners, should tell everyone you see on the street.
Just stop them like, hey, have you heard of the podcast?
Exactly.
We should make them like a book, so they're like those like sect people, you know?
Yeah, or like the Red Cross people. Hey, do you have a second? Oh my God. Like every time I just shake my head, I always have headphones on.
Yeah. Yep. And they're like, I can't read.
They're like, just, you know, sometimes they're probably not even.
Dude, I'm not even saying words. I'm like, and then I just move on.
Yeah, same.
Just like,
well,
like I'm talking on the phone, like.
I don't even do that.
Just like.
Yeah, I just mime.
Yeah.
No, actually, I just give them like the dead eye. Not the deaf eye, the dead eye.
They're just assholes.
Yeah, you're walking around with headphones like. Yeah, that was horrible. That was the worst thing ever.
Cool.
So sorry.
Gonna cut that out with in quotation marks.
Definitely cutting that out. But now I need to be the professional. I need to step up my game, I guess. But it's also really like, because I do miss teaching. Like being a dance teacher has been one of the best jobs I've ever had. And this will definitely be like the next level of that, where I have to really know everything that I'm doing, you know. And when you work in an industry for as long as I have now, you start just relying on instinct and you just do things sort of by habit. You know that you do it this way because that's how you just do it. Now having to break that down and explain everything I do, like it's just going to become a whole different thing.
Yeah.
Maybe it's going to be the worst thing ever, or maybe it's going to be the best thing.
I don't think so. Because it'll force you. Because that has become like the past few months since we saw Mortal Kombat. It's just like haunting us.
It's so good.
It's so good. Yeah, it fucking works everywhere. But the best thing about, like, I've always said it on my live streams as well, teaching other people makes you think about why you're doing things. Like, it makes you ask yourself the question that isn't just automation, you know, like your hand and brain just somehow making things happen. You just like, oh, that's why I do it. Like, oh, this is the sort of the principles that I've never really reflected on.
Yeah.
And as soon as you have to explain them to someone, you sort of make that a tool, like a physical tool or, you know, whatever, a mental tool that you can reuse. You know what I mean? Because there's a rule to that, the way that you do that now.
Yeah.
So you can recreate that thing or process or, you know, like, I don't know, like the way you draw. Like it becomes more, you don't have to guess. Like I can always do this and I'll get this result.
Yeah.
I think that is one of the best things you can, like everyone can do, even if you're just a beginner.
Like
just
you learn so much from teaching.
Explaining, yeah.
Because that, I mean, I'm definitely not a good breakdancer, but like with the basics, I know that shit. Like, and I'm so good at the fundamentals of breakdance because that's what I've been teaching always. So like I became like a pro with all the basic stuff, but as soon as I think that's got into higher level, then I was lost. Of course, I could fake it because I could always explain how they did it, but I was never good enough to do it myself.
To do it yourself, yeah.
I could do a backflip. That shut them up.
That's all.
Yeah.
You need.
Oh yeah. So grateful for acrobatics. It made me save my ass so many times.
Okay, well, backflip.
Exactly. Robert, why is this? Have you seen a backflip? Not again. No, backflip. And they run away. Yeah. But yeah, so that's going to be very, very interesting if I do get to bring her in. And also, like, add a whole different layer to everything, of course. Like, what do I teach her? Where do you start? Like, from, seriously, I mean, she's 18, 19 years old.
Oh, my God.
Straight out babies. From high school or whatever. Like, yeah. I've told her to send me her portfolio.
Cool.
Like, to start there and see where her skill level is. And then I guess just take it from there. Like, will I have to have her draw 5,000 roses? Or, yeah, we'll see.
Damn. Yeah, that sounds exciting, though. Like, it is. Yeah, I don't know. Like, it sounds like a fun thing, though.
Yeah.
Like, because you're giving someone the opportunity to become something that isn't just, you know, you can't go to school for it. You can't.
Well, there is a school now.
Oh, there is a school now?
Yeah,
holy shit. Yeah, that was never a thing.
A 3-year course. But with that said, you still need to have an apprenticeship.
Okay, yeah, well, that's a waste of time.
Yeah.
I mean, like, doing both. Like, you shouldn't spend 4 years to become this one thing. You know what I mean? Like, you should... The apprenticeship is such a good idea because you get into it straight away. You know what I mean? You get, like, you sort of, like, you take away some of the rough edges on your work, and then you start practicing the trade. You know what I mean? Like, It's really good.
Yeah.
But I guess going to school, though, you could get, you know, like fake skins and stuff like that maybe.
Plus also money.
Money, yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, so that's, I mean, I guess going from professional to master in a way. Like, that's elevating.
That's cool.
Yeah, elevating oneself into the next. So we'll see how it goes. I'm sure she's gonna be like better than me within 2 weeks. So, yeah.
I hate that.
Me too.
When it happens.
Every time. But yeah, what else do we have to say regarding?
If
this?
I answer that same question though, that we started with, is that I never thought about it once I was in.
Really?
Yeah, fuck, dude. Once it started, like really, really, like when I got into like the gaming industry, was I guess my real big break. You know, where I could get paid all the time for doing. I just didn't think about it. Like it's just something you think about when you're starting off.
When you're not a professional.
Yeah. Once you're in, because I didn't, like right now, like my title is senior game artist. I haven't reflected over that title at all. You know what I mean? I didn't even reflect when I was just a game artist. I mean, or when I was a manager and a senior game artist. You know what I mean? Like it just didn't matter.
Where do you go from senior?
You can become, depending on like
retiree.
Yeah. No, but they do have these what are they called? Like you go art director 1, and then you can also go what is the title that we used at King for it? It is like principal artist. I think it's when you teach. You're in a teaching capacity as well. You teach others, you know, to sort of improve. You can create internal courses or educational stuff for them to. So there are levels depending on the company that you work for. Like this is a small company. So there is art director and nothing higher,
Yeah.
But I don't care. That's the thing. For me, I always wanted to just do the work, create cool shit type of thing, and I get to do that right now. And then if they call me senior or game artist, like it really doesn't matter.
You still get to do cool shit.
Yeah. Because the first time that I applied to this. Or like I didn't apply. I was offered by my boss, like a couple of years before I started at Thundercake. He was like, "We would like to take you on as an art director here," and that was cool. And I said no. And then the next time I applied, it was a position lower.
Yeah,
I still didn't care. You know what I mean? Like, it just doesn't matter. Like,
a job is a job.
A job is no. But the thing is, it's the day-to-day that matters for me. And at this place, I get to do a lot of cool shit that I have no idea how to do. And
you're really selling yourself.
And right now, it is super stressful.
To everybody on LinkedIn listening,
Nah, no one on LinkedIn listens. Maybe Orlando sometimes, because he's the one that likes them every week.
I don't think he listens.
No, but it's fine. No, but that's fine.
He's supporting. That's what he does.
Yeah. But the thing is, it really, really doesn't matter. You know what I mean? The only reason why I don't apply to art director jobs in most cases or in most is because those jobs suck, in my opinion. It's less of the drawing. Yeah. But at this company, it is a very big part of because the thing is at this place, you need to be able to do everything.
Yeah.
And as an art director, you're basically doing the same thing that I'm doing, but also attending some other meetings and supporting other games while you're working on your own.
All right.
So no thanks. So I'm very happy where I am, but I haven't reflected on the fucking sort of being a professional or not, all that jazz. Like you just forget about it. It's not important. Once you're in. That's it.
Yeah.
It doesn't really matter.
Still awesome.
Yeah, it is awesome. We get to do dude. When I hear people talk about their jobs, I'm just I had a bad feeling yesterday, I don't want to do work right now. And then you just hear about people's work.
You're like, thank you.
Dude.
I love my life.
I love my life. Yeah, I love my job. Yeah. I love... even the worst shit at my job is so much better than everyone else's.
Yeah.
That it's just so the days, when you feel bad about your job, you're like, am I allowed?
Yeah.
Am I allowed? Yeah. Am I allowed to feel bad about the thing that I do?
For a few minutes, Elias.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. But then you just gotta fucking slap your face
and
realize where you are and take a step back and fuck your own face.
No, but that dude, sometimes when they're like, oh, I get paid the same. I was like, cool. But then they work, double the hours that I do. And I'm like, Yeah. That's not cool.
Right.
Yeah. And that's why, like, you really need to appreciate what the fuck you do. You know what I mean? Like, especially when you've worked hard to get to where you are.
And that's what you keep forgetting.
Yeah, you keep forgetting that.
Like the road traveled. It's already gone because it's behind you, of course.
Yeah, dude, you don't care. That's the thing.
Yeah.
And it's like when people don't find themselves interesting, there is so much that has happened up to the point where you are, you know, like.
Oh, yeah.
Because when we stepped into the studio the first few times, you know, it's just like, what the fuck are we going to say to people that people, you know, like, why would this be interesting?
Exactly.
But they're doing, you know, like, they're trying to take those steps that you took to get where you are.
Yeah.
They're taking those, like, this is gold for some people, you know, like I listen to artists that I enjoy and like hearing their struggles and how they failed and stuff. It's stuff that you're going through at this very moment. So it is always, there's like whatever shit you're throwing out, there's someone being in your shoes back then, you know, like it is really important not to, you know, like you're like you talked about teaching others as well.
Yeah.
You're just like, oh shit, I know so many things.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Like if I started explaining Photoshop and you're like, oh my God, this guy, where does this information fit? And then I was like, oh, let me take you over to this application now and talk Illustrator for, you know, a few hours.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's another fucking, you know, ocean of knowledge.
And it just keeps going.
And that's what I mean.
Yeah.
And it's just stuff that we take for granted.
Yeah, it's
like,
just there.
It's
like,
just there. Yeah. And
yeah.
then sometimes like, oh, I need this. Oh, I can do it here. Blah, blah,
Exactly.
blah, 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 blah. And then this is something, like if you think about where I'm at right now, where I have to Google every fucking thing in After Effects.
Yeah.
There's so much knowledge that someone else has in their head. They were like, oh, you should have just done this. Oh, you should have just done this.
Yeah,
And that's why I'm going to YouTube, because I can sort of like opt into these little fucking brain, you know, like these little knowledge nuggets and just try to get them to stick.
Yeah, yeah.
Just like get them into my head as well. So it is like value yourself as even if you're just learning, there is a lot of knowledge already crammed in there that is probably useful, you know, or like valuable to someone else. Yeah.
Yeah. Or hopefully, at least.
And sometimes I think when you get like advanced in something, you start talking different. So it might be hard for some people to relate if you haven't taught a lot, you know what I mean? But someone just beginning might just have like a super simple way to explain something because they're doing it in a simple way because they can't do it in another way because it's too complex.
They don't speak Adobe yet.
Exactly. So they can explain it to someone else, and that will be better at the time where they're both at, you know, than what I would say. Because maybe I just overcomplicate things, you know. Oh, and then you can do this. And did you know if you did it? And they're like,
they're lost.
They're lost.
Forever. Yeah.
So there is there's value there as well. Being a happy amateur learning.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's it. I have nothing.
We still have so much.
Much, but nothing. Yeah.
But nothing.
But I mean, like, without, like, if we would continue from this point on,
we would just be
repeat everything we've said, and it's probably already like 80% repeat.
I was just going to say, yeah.
So we're good at that.
It is what we
do.
Full
circle.
Yes. Straight circle.
Straight circle. God damn it. Fuck, I need one of those shirts.
Yeah.
Like a straight circle shirt.
Straight circle.
Yeah.
For sure. But, yeah, I don't have anything more to add. So, moving on.
Yeah. Let's close this bag of dicks.
That
Thai noise.
I was like, what is that the noise of?
I don't know.
That was
the
dicks.
The sound of bag of dicks closing.
Oh my God. Okay, swoosh, swoosh, swoosh.
Swoosh, swoosh.
Oh my God. We are back.
I love how you rubbed your eyes.
Oh,
and you started everything. You started it off.
I did nothing.
With weirdness, yes. In the beginning, you did say stuff that I can't remember.
You did say stuff.
You did say stuff that threw me off.
Good.
But yeah, tools.
Yeah. So
I've done nothing.
You've done so much, Elias.
But not personal stuff. Like I did like the.
Did you resin anything?
No, I haven't. Like I took out my bag because it was the first time I needed to bring out my bag to take it with me on the road, and I was like, oh, it's super heavy because I have resin in it, so I haven't used it.
I love it when that happens. Mm-hmm. Yeah, like, ooh.
I just haven't had time, and like I said, when I had time, I just wanted to do fuck all.
Yeah.
So,
well,
done a lot of that.
Yeah. No, I've utilized Sanna's super creative brain when it comes to like the drama and stuff for story.
Yeah, we talked about that a bit last time. I really liked where that was going.
And we are like it's really fun to see how much she's enjoying it too, or I hope. Maybe she's just faking it. But
that's good. Love it. Big, like early relationships.
Exactly. She's trying. No, but I think she finds it fun to like be involved, or like that I include her in the process as well.
And then when you earn the money, you just keep her out of the credits.
Because I'm already saying our story all the time. Like I can never.
Awesome.
But she's like, "What are you talking about? Our story? Like I'm not doing shit." I'm like, "Yeah, I know. I'm gonna exclude you later." But
you don't know what's waiting.
Yeah. No, but it's fun. Just seriously, just sitting down, like grabbing a beer and talking about the story.
Dude, it sounds awesome. Like it sounds like a really fun time to just hang out and just, talk story.
And we try to do it seriously as much as possible as well. So what we did now this week was like, okay, so these are our main characters. Let's break them down and what are their relations to other people, like who are their friends, and so on and so on. And just kept building like a roster of characters. So now we have like the complete cast, more or less. And then after talking to you last week, I got sort of the idea of having, so this is for anybody that missed last week's episode, I talked a little bit about a new story I'm writing that is like a vampire high school, vampire high school story, almost like Twilight, but good. And I actually watched Twilight just to see. There was a lot of similarities in there. And like Twilight is kind of good, like 1/3 of the movie, like the first third of the movie.
The thing is, that whole thing
I had
could have been
so much of the movie.
No, I've only seen the first and second, I think.
Oh, well, that's good. Just leave it. But yeah, after like, I don't know if you remember, there's like a second group of vampires.
Yeah. With the black vampire with the dreads when they're in the field, right?
Exactly that. I had like forgotten about them. But once they are kind of revealed, it just goes to shit. Like, because there's like this good mystique and stuff going on, and you're like, are they nice or are they not nice? And there's all of that going on. And then they just sort of reveal everything, and it's so bad afterwards. Like, it's not aged well. But that gives me hope. And now I know that, like, okay, I'm going to stay away from this and this and this. So even though it really hurt my soul watching Twilight, it was on my command as well. Yeah. And like, I wanted to see something that I can like, okay, what can I get from this? It was helpful.
Have you seen Vampire Diaries?
No,
because it feels like Twilight, the show. I don't know if it is. Like, I've seen a few episodes here and there.
And it's supposed to be a little bit more, like, better, I guess.
It is better. It's way better.
I've had it recommended as well.
But I don't know if it's good.
I don't see myself going into it, like, because I don't want to get too much influence.
Yeah, I do get that.
And I'm also, like... I'm not even going to call my character a vampire, even though that's sort of the thing. And
can you also avoid leather? Because that's what I've thought about. Because I've been thinking, now that I'm watching Buffy, to write a vampire story, but avoid leather. Yeah. Like, leather doesn't exist in this universe.
What about pleather?
No.
No?
Nothing that looks like leather.
No, mine is set in 85.
Oh, cool. Good year.
85.
It's not 84, but it's okay.
Yeah, 85.
Close enough.
Yeah. So, no leather in 85, I guess. I don't know. No. More denim.
No, but I just, like, I'm so tired of, why do all the vampire movies have to have vampires sort of being the same? You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like, they're so different. Like, the movies are so different, but everyone has a leather jacket. You're like, come on.
And that's why I don't want to call this character or monster, I guess, a vampire. It's gonna be something different, my own creation. But it's very vampire-like, of course.
Yeah.
But yeah, just like again, just sitting down and trying to do it like as professionally as you can makes it fun. It makes it feel serious in that way, and just another pastime in these boring days that we have where you can't really do that much. So yeah, it's gonna be awesome. And I will be reading a little bit of the story in coming episodes.
Cool. Very cool.
But
are you gonna be reading the breakdancing vampire one?
Yeah.
Cool.
So that's the one. And because I was thinking of that one so much, I remembered another story I had written, a short story, that is a zombie movie, very sort of Tarantino zombie movie that I kind of wrote down briefly and also will be trying to write down and make something out of. I don't know. But this means that I have 3 like longer stories that I am working on at the moment.
That's cool.
And it's also really nice to have 3 different types of stories that, like, whatever movie I'm watching, I can always take something from it to all 3 of the movies, if you know what I mean. Like, it doesn't necessarily have to be me watching Twilight and just focusing in on the vampire movie. Like, I can take something from Twilight and like, but that could work in the zombie one. Or
I think it's a good way to sort of keep your mind going when you're stuck. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Like, I'll watch this and then I'll grab whatever the potential is of this. Because, like, the movie I talked about last week, I think, Near Dark.
Yeah.
It's such a shitty movie.
I tried to find it. They didn't have it on Sci-Fi.
Oh, shit. Yeah. No worries.
I would have bought it.
But it's just that story is pretty cool.
Yeah.
Like,
there's something there.
It's not it's a Mad Max story. It's not something, whoa, shit, that was a deep... No. But it just, like, that idea is so good.
Yeah.
If done well, Like, if Tarantino had done Near Dark.
Yeah, exactly.
It is basically the start of From Dusk Till Dawn.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, it is basically that type of, like, the talking and the bickering and it would have just been great.
Yeah.
But then...
And that's what I was going to get to. Sorry, derailed. But
no
from last week when we talked about it, I wanted to implement sort of a gang of vampires being after the vampire that we've sort of...
Yes,
the breakdancing vampire. And then I dropped that idea just recently, and I want to do like a separate story that is sort of a detective investigating the murders of this town that, like, this vampire is infiltrated. So it's going to be more of a detective noir part, separate from everything, but then getting connected in. So that's what I'm trying to work out now, how and when in the timeline that...
Just the Nicolas Cage from Spider-Verse is all I'm hearing.
That would be awesome. If I can get close to that, then yes.
Just have Nicolas Cage be in your movie. From what I've seen, he's up for it.
Oh, yeah.
Just like, hey, Cage, I'll give you like $50 to be in my movie. Because like he can't have been paid more in jiu-jitsu.
He got paid?
All the money went to the CGI. Oh my God, that movie.
Yeah, just let it burn. Burn to the fingertips. Yeah, but yeah, so that's where I'm going to go with it now, and we'll see sort of if that takes hold or if I go some completely different route.
That's the fun thing about at this stage of the writing.
Where it's just like anything goes.
Yeah,
like,
you can just throw in anything there.
Exactly. Yeah. But I've always wanted to do like a serious detective thing and make that good. Yeah. And it's super difficult because I don't know shit. So now I need to actually watch a few like good detective movies and shows, maybe. Movies. Black Dahlia is what I want to see. Black
Shit,
Dahlia.
I haven't seen that in forever.
I remember it fondly.
I remember it not
Josh
at all.
Hartnett.
I remember the title of it.
Yeah. It's
That's
super
basically
dark.
where we are.
Yeah. But yeah, so that's like my tool I guess.
No, but that's awesome. That's awesome. I love that the writing has really taken hold.
The only shitty thing is I heard from, I think it was my mom, who's just like, yeah, it seems like, everybody's like publishing something these days. And no. So like, I'm just another one. Which,
I don't think so.
It sort of lessened the cool factor of me writing stuff, which it was like, yeah, everybody's writing things now. It's so...
Are they though? Because I'm thinking that there's a lot of people writing. There's very little happening,
Yeah.
Because that's the thing. When you let that affect what you love doing.
Exactly.
Again, you get, it's not social media, but it's another one of those things. Like, are you doing it just for, saying that you've done a Netflix thing or whatever, or do you actually enjoy what you're doing?
Yeah. And I do enjoy it.
Yeah. So fuck that.
So yeah, fuck you, Mom.
Also, just think about how many people are just quitting. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
Like how many people are just giving up? Like, oh, I want to be an artist, and then they're like, beep, beep.
It's so hard to draw.
Beep. Yeah, exactly. Like there are so many quitters out there looking at you. Listening to us. No, but it is like there are so many things that I've quit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Myself. And just like when you have something that you truly enjoy, it's so much easier to fucking pull through.
Yes.
Especially if you don't worry about other people and like, oh, is this as good as? Who cares?
That's
like,
the
who
thing.
cares?
Yeah.
Like to be a professional, you don't have to be as good as. That's the thing.
No.
Like there are levels to all this shit.
Just Shia LaBeouf it. Just do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But try to do his career in reverse.
Exactly.
Because
yeah,
start weak and go strong.
Oh man, I love that guy though. Like he seems like the coolest dude ever. I would love to have a beer with him at some point.
He crazy.
Yeah, it's gonna
I'm
happen.
just like,
he'll be in my movie.
He crazy.
He crazy. Yeah.
That guy and Nicolas Cage in your movie.
Dude, I would love them together in a movie. That would be so much fun because they're both amazing actors. Like
when they're not, until the moments when they're not.
Well, yeah.
So maybe you can get both of those things in your movie, just like the highest and the lowest.
I'll make 2 separate movies. One good and one bad.
You'll make the same movie.
Yeah. I'm like, let me just remake my own movie. just.
But we're gonna I'm not gonna pay you for this, and we're just gonna
Snyder cut it.
Snyder. You just re-record everything.
Yeah.
But instead of getting 75 million, they take 75 million.
Oh yeah.
From you.
I owe them.
Yeah, you owe them to make this.
Exactly. And with that said, moving on.
Yes. Cool. Very good. And we're back. It's retro time with me, Ilias.
And me, Robert. Retro.
And we're going to be talking about
stuff. No. Invincible.
Invincible.
And some other stuff that I've seen.
Yeah.
Have you seen other stuff?
Buffy Vampire Season 2, 3, and 4.
Shia LaBeouf?
Shia. Oh, no.
Yes.
Ruined that show.
No, I didn't. Maybe he's in it. No?
No.
No.
Only the Jaws. But he's not in it. He just makes it.
He just did it. So
what do we start with?
Let me just say...
Let's start with the randoms, and then we'll jump into Invincible and the Falcon Soldier.
Yes. So, just really quick what I've seen. I've really wanted to go... like more and more retro. So I've been feeling like the 80s.
All right,
week.
Robert, tell us more.
I'm about to.
All right, Robert, you got this.
Shut up, Ilias.
All right, Robert.
So I watched The Thing. Like the Kurt Russell thing.
Mm-hmm. The best thing.
The best thing. From 1982. And... amazing. Like that movie is really awesome. I haven't seen it in forever, and it actually kind of blew my mind a bit how good it is.
Dude, I haven't seen it in...
Like I remember parts of it, but not at all what the movie was. And now it's definitely one of my favorites, like for sure. It's so impressive, and the stuff that they managed to do with the effects.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, back then.
It's crazy. It's so fucking cool. Like, so if you haven't seen it, or if you haven't seen it in a while, I definitely recommend going back and watching the 1982 John Carpenter The Thing. Plus, Kurt Russell is such a fucking badass in that movie.
He is awesome.
Like, I think I said Kurt fucking Russell about 50 times. Like, he just did something that was like, Kurt fucking Russell, you know. It was just so epic, everything that he said or did, like, and always with like a bottle of booze. Like, it's just so fucking badass.
Did it in that movie?
Yeah, he's just like constantly like drinking whiskey. It's just massive beard, massive hair, weird goggles, big sombrero whenever he's flying a helicopter. It's just like,
what?
Yeah, go back and watch it.
Dude, I need to go back.
Yes, like, and Sana enjoyed it too. Like, she actually got so scared at one point that she tossed her whole glass. We were drinking champagne. Her whole glass of champagne fell, like, just went into the couch.
I love that they do a homage to that movie in Supernatural as well. When they have to, like, they've all been infected by this black goo, and they, you know, it's like it's fire, right? That it doesn't, like, it can't. Yeah, that part. So they're in a room locked together, and they all have to sort of, like, I don't remember what they did, but they all have to sort of they burn themselves with the torch, I think. Something like
in the thing they give blood, and then he tests the blood.
That's it. But in this one, I think they just burned the, you know, like, I don't remember how they did it, but just to see if they were, like, it's an electric shock.
And of course they did.
Of course they did. Yeah, dude.
Supernatural, ripping off everything. But the other cool retro thing that we watched was the first Alien, and I haven't seen that in pretty much equally long time.
I basically saw it watching that movie Near Dark.
Oh yeah,
same cast, whatever.
Yeah. No, that's Aliens.
Oh,
yeah, this is Alien.
God damn it.
And it's such a different movie. Like, I've seen Aliens, which is like one of my favorites.
Which one is the first?
When they're just in the ship. It's a pure horror movie. Bishop isn't there. There's nothing.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
It's just the one alien on the ship.
On the ship, yeah.
Like, the only thing that takes me out of it is that it's so long. Like, they just prolong everything. It's so slow. Like, in some instances, it's really great because it really amps up the tension in the ship. But when they're just going to go from point A to B, and it just takes them 15 minutes to get there, and nothing happens. They just get there, you know? You just sit there like, come on, just fucking get there. Yeah.
It's one ship. It's not that big.
It doesn't have to be as long as it is, but all in all, it's still a great movie. And it always gets me, like, when... you know, the chest bursting scene, and then the thing, like, that scene is so intense, and then the fucking puppet runs away, and it just looks like a puppet running away. Or like on a string. It's like, it's so funny.
It's like one of those, like, fake pets that you can drag, sort of, like, and it looks like the legs are moving, you know, like.
That's exactly what it looks like. Yeah. So, like, that took me out of it. Like, I started laughing like crazy, but but it makes a funny noise,
dude. And it's stuff that you like, your brain has sort of like 4K'd that shit. You know what I mean? It's like the CGI, stop modern, everything in your head, and then, like, there's no CGI. It's just shit. Like, it's
like,
just
this movie's from '79.
Yeah, like, that's what I mean. Like, it's all just in my head.
Yeah. No, it's a puppet.
How it sort of updates the, like, updated graphics.
Yeah. But it's so cool, like, and I told Sana, like, you know, there was time before Alien and then time after Alien. Yeah. Like, that's how big of an impact it was. Because before Alien, every sci-fi movie was very, like, polished and, like, too sci-fi. But with Alien, you know, they're like normal sweaty workers in a, you know, dirty freighter ship. Yeah, like, they're just normal grunts trying to get home from a day's work, pretty much. And it just normalized, I guess, space travel and all that stuff. And it made it like, oh, like, that's one way to do it.
But I love those iconic movies, you know, like when Star Wars came out, when Aliens came out. Like, there are some movies in history that sort of set the bar for
it changed the future.
But that's what I mean. Like, and everyone's like Matrix had another big impact.
Oh,
like, how many movies didn't do that fucking, you know, the 360 camera thing after that movie? You weren't even first. It was like a joke. You laughed at it.
Yeah.
But then everyone like kept doing it, and you're like, I hate this.
Exactly.
And it's the coolest thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
if they do it right, it's awesome.
But it's just like that everyone does it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But yeah.
It is super cool.
And then, of course, the Twilight one. We do not have to go into that. And then I rewatched the first episode of Burn Notice. Because you mentioned that last time and said that it
Disney
was on
Plus, everyone.
Yeah. So Star is actually bringing in some stars from the... Yeah, no, that didn't work. But
I still can't remember his first name, though.
No.
Something Donovan.
Yeah.
Something Donovan.
I want to say Craig, but
no, it
probably
isn't.
Not. No.
I'll look it up later.
Yeah, Jared Donovan or Jake Donovan, something.
Yeah,
something with a J, I think. But I didn't keep watching it.
Mm-hmm.
It was just nice to revisit it a bit. And I do love, like, the whole, with him narrating constantly and explaining the stuff that he does, like, that aspect of the show is amazing.
Yeah, I like that too.
It's so cool that it's sort of an informative thing. Pretty much telling people what to think about if you're doing criminal activities.
I don't know how accurate the things he says are, but they work for the show.
No, but it's like he goes in, like he lures the two bad guys into a bathroom, and he's like, I've always loved bathrooms. So many hard surfaces. And then
I remember that. Yeah,
like,
yeah.
You know, you need to watch those little tiny bones in your hands. So being in a bathroom is really to your advantage because you can, like, all the hard surfaces.
Yeah, I remember the one where the cops are chasing him as well. And he's like, it's not about how fast you drive. It's like blah, blah, blah. And then he distracts them and then locks them in and then drives away. Like something like that.
Yeah, all
it
that
was great,
stuff.
yeah.
And then, of course, Bruce Campbell.
Always Bruce Campbell.
Always Bruce Campbell. Like, he's just always awesome. It doesn't matter what he's doing. It's always awesome.
Did he ever have, like, his own reality or, like, his own, you know, show where he's sort of like, you know, like Jay Leno had his show.
Oh, you mean
put him in one of his, like, own shows.
Where you just talk shit.
Yeah, dude, and just see where that goes.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I would pay for that. So I watched that, and then I watched, this is on a more serious note, but The Impossible on Netflix.
The Impossible? What was that?
That is, it's not a geeky movie at all. It's extremely horrible, but it's a movie about the big tsunami that hit, the first one.
Oh, the first one
in Thailand.
2011-ish, I think.
Oh, fuck.
Maybe. I don't know. But yeah, it was big.
We should know that. Oh, that's horrible. And I just watched the movie. I don't think it actually... Yeah, it probably said summer. I was super hungover.
Yeah, it was during the... I don't remember what year, though.
But, so it's with the new Obi-Wan, what's his name? Ewan McGregor, and Naomi Watts, and also a little tiny Tom Holland. So much fun seeing him. Like,
damn.
He's like maybe 10 or 12 years old, and he's acting.
Shit, he was acting back then?
He's so good, man. He is so crazy good.
What?
Yes. I had no idea. It blew me
I thought
away.
I thought his first acting gigs were, you know, close to Spider-Man.
Me too. No,
that's not how you use that hashtag. That is not how you use
Tom Holland, me too? No? No. But, I mean, obviously it's a very, like, terrible story. Like, it's crazy. But it's called The Impossible for a reason. And it's, like, if you do enjoy that type of movie... definitely you should watch it. Like, it's really good. I think I was like half crying throughout the whole movie. Like, it was just so terrible.
Yeah. But when I say I don't enjoy those movies, is that I do enjoy them when I do watch them.
Yeah.
I just don't feel like instigating that.
Exactly.
You know, like,
and I
play.
would never have done it unless Santa said like, oh, let's watch this. And I'm like, yeah, I mean,
dude,
you've seen all of the other shit that I've forced you to watch. So yes, let's watch whatever you want, honey. But it was really good. So yeah, I recommend it. Like, and also just for the fact of seeing Tom Holland doing something different than Spider-Man.
That is actually, I had no idea he did anything else.
And he, like, again, I have to emphasize how good he is. Like, it's crazy. You know how kid actors can be extremely horrible or extremely good?
Mm-hmm.
He is the latter. So,
Cool.
yes. But that's what I've seen, and sorry for dragging that out.
I rented The Young Master with Jackie Chan.
The Young Master. Which one is that?
That's the one where they're both sort of like they're orphans but grown up, you know, at a kung fu school.
Mm-hmm.
And in the beginning, they have this like lion dance, and the one brother pretends to break his leg or like injure his leg, and then he goes to the other school and helps them win the dragon dance.
Motherfucker.
Yeah, and so Jackie Chan is leading his school, and he was supposed to be supporting. And so he has to take the lead, and then by the end, when Jackie Chan is about to win, he sees that it's the brother, or like, you know, and then he saves them. So he saves the brother, like competing for the other school, and then that brother kicks him down, sort of from the thing that they're standing on, and wins the thing.
Damn.
And it is a really good movie.
I'm sure I've seen it. But
oh, dude, you've seen this one. It's one of the better ones. And it's, damn, dude, some of the fights in this movie are just, you know, like I talked about Buffy the Vampire Slayer today. Like, these fights are so, like, you enjoy them and they go on for too long, but it doesn't feel like too long. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, the end fight is 20 minutes.
What?
And that is a cut down version. I think the original fight is longer.
Is that with Jackie Chan and the kicking guy? What's his name?
Yeah, it's a kicking guy, but it's not the one you're thinking of, I think.
Are they in the factory with like burning stuff?
No. That's not the one. That's Drunken Master.
Oh yeah,
that's Drunken Master with Ken Lo. Yeah,
that's right.
No. This is another kicking guy, but it's also like really, really good.
Cool.
But this is a way earlier one than that one. But it's really good, and like I said, endless fights. But compared to Buffy, that I've also watched another 3 seasons of,
time well spent,
dude. It's one of those guilty pleasures. Like, a lot of stuff in this movie is like, why didn't they just do this? Why doesn't Buffy have actual weapons? You know, why does she only walk around with like sharpened wood sticks when she could just have a fucking, you know, a smaller sword?
Yeah.
That she could hide in her various coats. But,
leather.
Yeah, dude. And, oh man, I'm so tired of vampires and leather.
Rich Corinthian leather.
Deadpool. But it's just, there are so many what the fucks in this show, and so many things you could have just solved like this, but they just don't. And it's like, so many, what do you call it when it's... foreshadowing, you know.
Oh, yeah.
And sometimes you see something happen in front of the characters, and then they get the actual, like, something out of the ordinary happens that isn't a murder or anything, but someone just says something, you know, and then when they face the actual problem, they don't make the connection. You know what I mean? Like, it's such a simple thing.
Yeah.
But nobody makes the connection. And you're like,
come on.
It's right there. Like, you said it yourself, basically. That, like, you know what this is, but no one can make the connection. It's such a... It just makes everyone in the show stupid, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then they're, like, reading through these books, trying to find the answer, and they're like, it's a curse. Like, yes, you said this, like, 5 minutes ago, but no one, like, kind of picked up on it. You know, like... So a lot of those things, but there is something to the show, though.
Okay.
That's still enjoyable. Like the fighting, when it's not Buffy, you know, when it's not Sarah Michelle Gellar fighting, and it's just like a zoomed out stunt woman, and the people getting beat up, like they're really good stuntmen, you know. They're like spinning more than they have to, like well-timed, you know, like kicks and stuff. But it just never is interesting. Like I said, with the Jackie Chan movie, you just, like, you feel the fight. There's a rhythm. And in Buffy the Vampire Slayer, it's basically the same thing. It's just, like, it's pointless because, you know, she could have just, you know, killed them. But instead she's, like there's 3 vampires. She could have killed them in 3 seconds, but she chose to, like, she just has this endless kicking thing with them, which, you know, done well,
would be
awesome. Yeah. but it's not. It's just like it is well done, but it just presented poorly.
Yeah.
So it's just like it's uninteresting. And she does this all the time. Like, oh, I'm in a hurry. Oh no, I have to fight these 4 vampires. And there's like this endless fight that just like, oh, you could have just killed them. Like they kick you, you cut off their leg, and then you chop. You know, like sure they won't do that in this show, but you could kind of wrap these up really fast. Just like you don't have to show, because they cut people's heads off. You know, like the monster's head.
Yeah, yeah.
And they always turn into smoke, so that we didn't have like.
It's
I read
not
about the show.
blood,
No, but I read that they did that so she didn't have to clear the bodies afterwards. Because every time she kills someone, she would have to like hide the body.
Oh, yeah.
So there's none of that. So they just turn into smoke.
Genius.
But, yeah, it is really good. And it's fun to read these facts about the show. But it would have been so nice if they had, but it's Joss Whedon, so fuck him. But when Joss pops out of the water.
We're going to need a bigger boat.
Yep.
Yeah.
But it's an enjoyable guilty pleasure type of show, you know, like it is fun, but it's dumb.
Yeah. Well,
and it has
like Supernatural, you know,
dude,
same type of vibe.
But Supernatural was better.
Yeah, of course.
For me, it was better.
Yeah. No, I remember Buffy fondly.
Yeah,
like,
but I don't
even
remember
the
like,
intro
dude,
song is epic.
The intro song is epic.
Yeah.
But I don't remember specific episodes. Now that I'm watching it again, I'm on season 4, and I'm like, I've recognized nothing.
Maybe you
like,
didn't see it that far.
But I don't know. Like I haven't seen like 1 to 4. I don't recognize it all.
Have they started introducing like the magic stuff with
Willow?
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, she's just getting like more powerful. Like we're on that arc right now.
Oh, okay.
Middle of season 4, she is getting like that's where they're getting to now, because she has done smaller magic and incantations and stuff to help out, but she hasn't done, you know, like there was an episode right now where she just like she gets so upset and her magic kicks in. I don't remember why it kicked in, if she did a spell or something, but everything she says becomes a thing. So I think Buffy needs to do something. Yeah, she's chasing that Spike guy, the vampire, the blonde vampire. And she's like, oh, why don't you just get married? You know, because she has to chase him down all the time. And then they fall in love, and they're starting to kiss and be super weird, and, you know. And she says to the other guy that he's like, oh, you're such a monster magnet. So monsters are just like starting to chase him everywhere. So everything she says becomes reality. And she's just sulking in her room, so nobody knows that it's her.
Oh, shit.
She's just like, you know, when they call her or something, she just says something, and it just becomes this thing.
Jesus.
Yeah, so it's really funny. And they do have these. They had this super cool episode just now that these like monsters steal their voices, like everyone's voice in this town, while they're sleeping, because they are sensitive to sound. So when people scream, they could die, you know, the monsters. So they steal everyone's voice, and when everyone wakes up, like the whole episode is silent.
Holy shit.
Yeah, it was super cool. Like,
that's
so by
ballsy.
the end, they start talking. But it's like just people waking up panicking, you know, and then they just have the music to sort of. So they do a lot of that stuff. I think that is some of the better episodes are just like crazy ideas that they're playing around with.
But that's because there's something that we haven't really seen before, too.
Yeah,
you know, it makes it unique and it makes it interesting.
The only sad thing about this show is that it's so dumb at times, you know, like it's too dumb.
Yeah.
But the show has a super high rating on IMDb because I think a lot of people loved the show.
Yeah.
And it is, again, Joss Whedon, you know, like that did the movie.
Yeah.
And then kind of dropped off.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he does have a semi-good track record if we're not talking the Justice League, but yeah.
But it is like, I think this show could get a revamp. Like, if you could see someone else play, because I think with today's sort of everything, you could make this show really good.
Yeah. And bloody.
Yes. Like, I would love to, but like Sabrina, it has that nice tone to it, and it is, like, it goes dark.
Yeah.
And then it is light, but it isn't. So I kind of like
it's that fine balance between. Yeah.
So I think you could do that with Buffy as well, because Buffy right now, for me, the fun thing is that it's fucking, like, they're all puppets, and masks, and like, it's actual practical effects. So it's super cool. So I would definitely vote to bring that back. Do something new with it, and not try to replace the whole what's her name?
Sarah Michelle
Gellar. Like, not try to replicate that shit, but do something new. Like a new type of Buffy.
Yeah.
With whatever is that we have today, and
like
not
a Buffy or Buffy.
Dude, whatever. Just like, it would be fun. Like, I miss having, like, these shows are fun.
Yeah.
And I've noticed now that I'm kind of, right now my interest lies in supernatural movies. Like, I like that's why I'm watching Buffy right now. I started watching Supernatural because it ended, and now I'm rewatching Buffy, or like watching the stuff that I haven't seen, all of it, basically. And just like, there's something about the supernatural that's fun right now, and especially when it's practical,
Yeah.
But I don't like horror in that sense. Like, that has nothing like that interests me, but it's fun to watch something that, plays with the psychology of it more than just monsters trying to scare you,
Yeah.
It's fun.
Yeah.
It's fun. It's a fun show.
Yeah. No, at some point I will rewatch it as well, I think. Like, just for the nostalgic reasons as well. Like, just, it was always on.
Dude, it was on all the time.
TV.
Yeah.
From TV.
Yeah,
Got home
reruns, basically.
after school.
All the time, yeah.
On TV, yeah. So, yeah, I remember those days fondly. But yeah, cool. Let's
Invincible?
Let's start dissecting Invincible. So this is episode 5.
5, yeah.
And if you haven't seen the show yet, I think...
What the fuck is wrong with you?
Exactly. So we are going to be jumping into spoilers now. I think we were a little bit careful last time. Like, we didn't go in too much.
Yeah, we didn't.
So
I don't know why, though.
I mean, we're going to talk freely about it, just like we do everything. But you have been warned now. Spoiler warning for episode 5 of Invincible.
You've had weeks to watch this.
Yeah. I mean, seriously. It came out over a week ago. So... yeah, just diving straight into it. I think this was one of the better.
He dies
episodes.
in the end.
It was such a great episode.
It was really, like, last time it wasn't bad. It was just like, okay, they're building up for something.
Exactly. It did feel a little bit more like a filler-ish.
Yeah, like an in-between episode rather than a filler.
But oh my god, this episode! I almost see it like...
How the fuck did it even start? I don't remember. Like, I'm trying to think of... Like,
it started with Titan and getting, like, his... Because he was doing all of this sort of... The stuff for Machine Head, the guy.
Oh, shit.
So it started with him going into this warehouse, tossing that forklift.
Yes,
and,
that was it.
And really showing what he could do. Like, and
how his power really works.
Exactly.
It was a big sort of, like, explanatory thing going on there.
Just so we really understand this character. Yeah. But just such a badass scene. And again, it's so brutal, this show.
Oh, dude, yeah.
Like,
it started
with
off
him
really
just
fucking
like,
dark.
Instead of shooting a guy, he tosses the gun and hits the guy in the head, and the head explodes because he tosses it so hard. And, well, also smashing a guy with the forklift is just like mush, and crushing a guy between shelves, and it's beautiful.
Very graphic.
I love it.
In a good
way, yes. And again, they get away with more because it is animated.
Yeah.
So you can do this without freaking people out, I think.
Yeah, I think so too. I think you can go very dark without it being, unwatchable.
Yeah. Like, and what I loved about it is the whole setup of Titan, and really getting to know him, and he has a family that he needs to take care of, and he owes Machine Head, who is like this big bad mob boss type character.
Oh yeah, that's what he steals.
So right? He needs to, like, he owes him, so he does all of this bad stuff, like he burns a building, he's really bad. to pay off his debt. And then Machine Head is like, when the debt is actually done, he's like, well, no, like you're too good.
You're too good to let go. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not gonna let you go. Like, and it's so horrible and also awesome at the same time. And then of course we have Mark, the like invincible, having girl trouble because he needs to. Well, it's kind of fun that way too, getting to see that the more he is helping, the more that affects his personal life, of course, because he doesn't have time for the girlfriend and she's getting pissed off. He's always late. He can't tell her.
He's not always late. Sometimes he's a no-show.
Yeah, that too. But yeah, you know, it's so like extremely apparent when he's like, yeah, I wouldn't miss it for the world, or like the end of the world or whatever. And then when that day comes, he's like saving the world from a huge asteroid, you know. It's just like so perfect, so cliche too, but yeah, God, I just love it so much.
Yeah, but I think it's also fun because he has the Peter Parker approach to superheroing, where he's young enough to have all these problems.
But he's also getting more and more cocky. Like you can see that. Well, the more he's learning how to control the powers, the more he's becoming kind of a little bit of a douche. Also, like. He just thinks he can get away with everything. Now he's
isn't
like...
that youth, though?
You know what I
mean?
Of course. Like, I mean, 17, 18 years old.
With superpowers.
That's
terrible combination.
So bad.
Yep.
But yeah, when like he's late for school and the principal brings him into the office and the principal is like, well, you know, what are you, like, this is not looking good for your college, blah, blah, blah. And he's like, well, I'm not really, maybe I'm not going to college, you know. So he's already like, I don't give a shit about my life, you know. I'm a superhero. I can do whatever the fuck I want.
But that's the thing, like, without the motivation of having to, you know what I mean? Like, you don't really need to go to school anymore.
Like,
it won't, like what job would he do? That would surpass being a superhero.
But that's what makes Peter Parker and Mark Grayson, which is also funny, the polar opposites. Because
but
Peter
Spider-Man
Parker
isn't rich, you know, like they're rich. Like that's what I'm reading from where he lives and everything. It's like they're set.
Yeah, but that makes Peter Parker like more of a hero in my head. You know, when he really needs to juggle normal life, but also be a superhero. You know.
He needs to pay rent and all that.
But yeah, just going into sort of the end of the episode with that big twist, and well, they break into like, well, they're pretty much gonna kick Machine Head's ass.
Yeah, you didn't tell them that. Titan calls for Invincible. Yeah,
to get him to help him out of his sort of situation with Machine Head, who is actually voiced by the Burn Notice guy.
Donovan. Something said.
Yeah, the Donovan. And I actually didn't know that it was Mahershala Ali that was Titan, which was awesome. Like, of course, that's why he sounds so fucking badass. But yeah, they break in, and then, of course, Machine Head is ready for him and brings out his own sword, like his own type of like bad Justice League team or something that just fucking...
Yeah. He has his own superheroes on call, like the bad superheroes.
Yeah, it's like, I've got money, and then, you know, they come out. Genius. But yeah, and then the other soups, I don't know what that team is called. Like,
I don't think
the Guardians or something.
I have no idea, dude. I thought they were just randos, like random, you know, guns for hire.
Yeah, but like the Justice League team, I guess, like the heroes.
Come to you mean
out.
those one, the 5, the whatever the fuck they're called. Yeah,
exactly. With like the Iron Man parody and all of that, when they come to assist and just get slaughtered, like crazy slaughter.
Yeah, there's a lot of bad things happening in this episode.
Yeah.
To like, all the main sort of heroes in this.
Yeah, like some of the more interesting ones too. Like I really, what was her? Beast Girl?
Yeah.
I loved, like that was such an interesting character.
I like the way her power works.
Yeah.
Which is such a fucking negative.
Yes. Like every time she uses her power, she loses a week.
A week, yeah.
Yeah.
Depending on how long or how hard she uses the power as well. But
so she turns into the Hulk and then loses
a week of her life.
So
she reverts.
Exactly.
So she's 25 in a body of a 12-year-old or something like that.
So it's so horrible in that way, but she needs to keep doing it to help the world, you know? So it's such a great conundrum. But yeah, she just gets, her head totally smashed in.
Holy shit, dude.
It's, oh man, it's so gory, but in the best possible way.
Yeah,
you know?
And Mark gets his ass handed to him as well by this lion motherfucker.
Yeah. Well, that lion motherfucker.
Dude, that lion motherfucker killed everyone.
Everyone.
Yeah. He was so OP.
Yeah.
He was just like end boss meet the you know, like when you start a game and you have nothing.
Exactly.
You have like a twig.
Yeah.
And then they're like, oh, here's the end boss. There you go.
That's exactly. That's kind of how he puts it too. It's like, well, I don't have time to mess around with these bugs or whatever you call them.
Yeah, it's not worth fighting. Yeah.
Yeah. And just steps out after like killing 3 of them super easily. And oh man, yeah, like.
But there are also some stuff that have been sort of, you know, foreshadowed like for a long time now.
Yeah.
So let's see how they sort of come back from this.
Yes.
Because it is like, holy shit! I did not expect this episode to sort of like. I always expected it to be, you know, like in the beginning, like expected, you know, like once you started seeing where that was going.
Yeah.
But that end, I did not expect that shit.
And having the dad, who is J.K. Simmons, by the way, he looks like, the dad looks like J. Jonah Jameson from Spider-Man.
Yeah.
But is voiced by the actor who plays J. Jonah Jameson.
That is, dude,
it's
the
just so
weirdest thing ever. Yeah. When I looked at it, I was like, what the fuck is this?
Oh, it's genius. Again, like the casting, the voice casting for the show is great. Also having the lead be, I can never remember his name, but like the really awesome Korean guy from The Walking Dead. Yeah.
I don't remember. But Vincent something, I think. Right?
Yeah. Something.
I think so.
But it's funny because Robert Kirkman, who wrote Invincible, wrote The Walking Dead, and now they're in the same thing. Yeah, connections. It's fun, geeky.
But yeah,
but yeah,
the show is so good though.
And also, having the dad watch that whole thing happen.
He's there in the beginning.
Yeah, you
just see him floating there, and it's just subtle as well. You know, like you just see part of him. You don't see. Exactly. To just like zoom out and sort of like and you catch him a bit. Yeah.
And he lets it all happen. Like
it is so because I was expecting him to just come in at some point and just like poof, grab that lion.
Exactly.
And nothing.
So that's interesting.
Yeah, dude, I just want it to be Friday so that I can see the continuation of that.
Because I was keep screaming at the television every time it finishes.
I hate it. Dude, I hate it. It's always longer than I expect it to be, though. Yeah. That's why I like it. Like, they're really giving you a journey every time.
45 minutes of animated.
Yeah, what the fuck is that?
It must have taken them forever to do this show.
It is so much fun, though, that they're that long. Because usually it's, you know, when you watch something that's like 20 minutes, it just ends. You know what I mean? It's just like, and then it ends.
Exactly.
Here you get that, like, 45 minutes feels...
It's like
long enough. Yeah, it feels long enough for it to be a full journey. Yeah. And then you're waiting for like sort of the second movie rather than...
There's like a full arc of a story each episode, which is great. But it also just opens up so many more doors for different things. Like with the mom now finding out about the suit and finding the suit.
Finding the suit. And they just left it there. You know what I mean? They were just like, oh, I'm just going to kick this underneath here. And then not talk about it in the rest of the episode except in her face. You know what I mean? Like, that's where the story's told after that.
Beautiful. And it's like, where is this going? Like, oh my God.
And why did it happen? Like, we still don't know.
And
like,
you know, in my head, it's like, when is he going to kill the mom? Like,
dude.
Because this fucker is psycho, you know?
So psycho.
It's so exciting. So, yeah. If you haven't seen the show, obviously, if you can't hear it, you have to watch
exactly.
this
Replace
show.
Your 99 problems with this one show.
Yeah, pretty much. And it's like, seriously, if you don't have Amazon or Prime, it's only like 69 Swedish crowns a month, like $6 or whatever.
And they probably have like 7 days free.
Yeah.
So just do that.
Just
sign
do
up.
that.
Watch the episode. Sign off.
Yeah.
You're good.
You're good. And you're
Terminate.
welcome.
Yeah. And
Right.
then
And
going
then-
straight from that into the Falcon Soldier.
I can't do falcon noises.
Nah, I
Nice.
don't
Yeah, that was pretty good. Cool.
It just sounded like a balloon when you drag it.
Yeah.
Like let
that's
the air escape.
actually more what you sounded like.
Cool.
But yeah, Falcon and Winter Soldier.
Fucking the Winter Soldier. Yeah.
Fucking
Fucking
the
the
Winter
Soldier.
Soldier. Is it episode 4?
I think it's I think it's 5. Why are you doing this, Robert?
Because we should
I'm not
know
gonna.
this.
Yeah, I'll know this.
Because I think
I know this.
because they released
I thought it was the
more
same
episodes
as
of-
Invincible.
no, but Invincible released like 3 episodes straight away
Yeah,
or 2.
but they aligned. Or I was wrong. 4 episodes. You're right.
Ha-ha. Yes.
No.
episode
Falcon
4.
and the Winter Soldier, not.
Yeah, but also brutal. Like spoiler alert. Jesus fucking Christ.
Yep, this episode got crazy.
I love it.
But the thing is, since it's just, like this story is not moving along super fast.
No.
You know what I mean?
They're dragging it out.
They're
a bit.
dragging it, and I'm wondering like, because they're probably gonna go for like 8 episodes. It feels like 8, 9.
I think they're doing a 9 or 10 episodes with this one too.
I hope so. But yeah, damn. But I like it.
Yes.
Fuck, I love Bucky though. Like,
Yeah. Ooh,
dude,
this episode
Bucky
was
is so good.
That was such a great scene.
Like, I love
with-
Falcon, but I never had, like, I didn't care about him. He felt like a side character.
Yeah.
So it's nice that he's in.
Yeah.
But I feel that they've written the Winter Soldier better.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
But his arc is so much better.
So much better. Yeah.
And it's so horrible. You know,
Dude,
it's
such
so
a shitty
dark.
fucking, yeah.
Like, but yeah, I love that scene. That beautiful opening scene with when he's in Wakanda and
Mm-hmm.
she's reading up the
Oh yeah, because they're following up the when they
Sort of-
the
they-
end of the previous episode.
exactly. So like he's remembering back to, and this was before
Civil
like
War.
Endgame,
So no, not Civil War. The one, yeah,
Infinity
Endgame.
War. Yeah, Infinity War, Endgame, like that whole
Yeah,
thing.
yeah.
It's just before that kind of. But they've cleared his head from the brainwashing thing, and
Mhm.
they've removed him out into like in the middle of the jungle so he can't hurt anybody if it goes wrong.
Mhm.
But they're testing it out for the first time,
Oh, when she's saying
the words,
the commands, yeah.
and you
the-
just see him like when it's done, how like when he breaks down and starts crying, and it's so
It's good.
it's so intense.
dude,
it's
it was
so
good.
beautiful. It's such a great scene. Like seriously,
It makes me think of Justice League and all the DC movies all the time. When I was just like, it's not that hard.
just
They-
this one scene.
Just this, yeah, dude. Every time, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
look at this.
They're doing
Seamless.
like again. We said this last time. but
Every
it's just
episode,
like,
I'm just
it's
like-
a TV show. It's
Yeah.
just a show, and it's so like light years better.
You know what I love about this show, though? It doesn't feel like the movies. You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't
Yeah.
feel like
It,
It
feels
feels
like
like
we're going
everyone-
around the movies in a way. Like it just feels
That
like
too,
its
like-
own,
yeah, but
own
it's
thing,
also
but
like,
connected to everything anyway.
but they're telling the stories in a different way.
yeah,
You know what
they're
I mean?
utilizing the format
Yeah,
in the best possible way.
like WandaVision, like it's nothing like any of the movies. You know what I mean? But
it's,
it
it's,
is
it's its
basically.
own thing.
So I really like that they're taking some creative freedom with how they want to tell these stories.
Yeah.
And yeah, this episode, maybe my favorite.
Yeah, it was so great,
Dude.
so great. Such a nice sort of like amped up spy thriller
Mm-hmm.
action movie. You know, it's just spot on, and it actually sucks that it's not getting the attention it deserves.
Dude, and the
People are really not watching the show that much
What?
in the States. I've heard the numbers
So
are not
good.
there. So I think
Okay.
it's probably going better in Europe
Okay.
than
Because
in
I thought
the
it was
States.
really good. And those Wakandan ladies, whatever
Oof.
that little group are called, I don't remember.
Ass.
Whatever they were called, though.
Yeah.
I would try to remember. I forgot it as soon as I remembered.
Yeah.
It's like, I know it now. Then just like a few minutes later, it was
Same.
lost.
Yeah.
But they are so badass. Like, if that they were my favorite part of Black Panther.
Mm.
And they are delivering up on that badassery in this one as well.
Just own the fuck out of everybody.
Holy shit, it was an intense fucking scene when they just beat everyone up. And fucking, like, how she outclasses the Winter Soldier. You're like...
Yeah, you're like...
I'm like, I just raised my hands. I was like, yes.
And of course, because they know the technology too. That was so genius. Like, bleep, 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 bleep.
Yeah.
Boom.
The whole arm just falls off. It's such a
like, did you know they could do that?
I don't know. But I love how he connects it back on as well. It's so just like, and then he's just like, it's so powerful.
Yeah.
DC looking at you.
Yeah.
Just like everything. I'm just like.
It's so sad. It really is so sad.
Yeah.
Imagine if they could do a quality show like this with like Batman. Or
Dude.
Even a lesser character.
I wish just Marvel could just
buy
some of the DC stuff and just make movies. I'm like, it wasn't that hard.
Like, see? Yeah. We'll even do it with half your budget.
Yeah. Fuck. But imagine Batman. Like, like the Winter Soldier.
Yeah.
Like, why can't he be Batman then? Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's so just like, look at it. It's right there.
It's right there.
Just do that thing.
Oh my God. Yeah. The possibilities are endless, and they keep just shitting on it.
Like, just like every time Marvel does something good, it just upsets me more on the other end.
Exactly.
It's just
like no. Yeah.
Can't you just give the rights away to anyone? Like a child could make something better at this point.
But I mean, DC is really going into the shitter, so I'm assuming like the stocks are going to be super cheap soon. Yeah. So
better buy them before Disney acquires them.
Exactly. Save your money, kids, and then buy some DC stock, because I'm sure that's going to be worth so much money in the future.
I don't know how they keep failing, man.
Yeah.
When you see what the counterpart is developing, like the stuff that is coming out, and it's a TV show.
And then the Loki trailer. That looks
Loki trailer
so cool.
So cool, yeah. Like the Loki trailer is better than every movie that DC has put out.
Yes.
Unfortunately.
That is no lie. That's
like I don't need context. I just need good stuff.
And they even got Owen Wilson. It's just
And even he is convinced. Like he's convincing compared to everything else that I've seen in a DC movie.
Yeah, it just feels like a perfect role for him. Whatever it is.
Dude, how the fuck did they make that though? You know what I mean? How do you make Owen Wilson fit into this?
Exactly.
But it does work.
Yes. Oh man, I'm gonna try not to be too overly excited for it, because like they can't keep doing so awesome stuff. Like they can't keep it up.
They can, and this is what I love about these movies or the shows, is that they're sort of taken into, like, it's not as epic in the sense that how big scale it is. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like it's about these smaller things happening with the characters rather than the big picture, you know. Thanos is coming and blah, blah, blah.
It's character development in its best form, I think.
Yeah.
And like you said, just taking these minor characters and making them into the main thing, which is so great too. Like really giving them the time to shine.
Yeah, because
they didn't have that
Falcon
time
didn't have it,
in the movies.
Dude, and I love the fight now with Falcon. Like you get a new respect for the whole suit thing, with the wings and everything.
And then he just knows exactly how to use it in the best possible way too, because he's fighting superhuman people, you know.
Dude, and he has no powers,
and he just kicks ass, anyways. It's awesome. But speaking of that, going into the sort of the bad cap, and. Yeah, I mean, I was hoping to see him take the serum. So it was a little bit of like, oh, he already took it? How did he take it? Like, I just wanted to see how. Did he just drink it, or what happened?
I think that was probably cut out somehow. Like maybe it didn't it wasn't as good.
Because they said that it was like hours of agony and they were wishing they were dead when they took it, because it was a painful process.
Yeah. Yeah, and not everyone survived, and some went crazy, I think, and blah, 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 whatever.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
But also, really, I love that Simo just smashed all of them instead of took them. Like, because in my head, he would have just fucking...
I thought
taken
I was
one,
a bit no, but I was because he's against them, so he doesn't want to make his own.
That's the cool thing.
Yeah.
Like, but he's so
Convinced
that he is like right or whatever.
Yeah.
But that was such a great scene, and then of course the bad cap finds the one, and well then, yeah,
Dude.
when he
But did they
out,
intentionally make him look stupid with the mask on?
I mean, I don't think anybody can really look good with that mask on. Even Chris Evans, like he doesn't really look that good with it.
But this guy looks majorly stupid in it. Like it just bothers me. Like the way the ears are sticking out and shit.
Yeah,
I'm just
I know.
Like you couldn't have just covered them. Like I just covered them.
Yeah,
but I think
I've also thought of the ears.
Yeah, but I think it's intentional. Like I think he's supposed to be a bit of a doofus.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I think it is intentional.
Yeah.
Because when they want their heroes to look cool, they look very cool.
Yes, that is true.
Just like the Thor suit, you know, it's good.
Yeah.
It's good. Like in the later one, like in
I mean
Ragnarok,
they've learned how to make them look good.
but that's what I mean. Like I'm not talking about Thor 1 and 2. Fuck that shit.
Yeah.
That I still haven't seen. I haven't seen Thor 1 and 2, and I haven't seen Iron Man 2 and 3, I think.
Oh,
or maybe
really?
just 3. Or maybe just 3.
Because Thor.
Hey, Robert. We're going to be talking about Thor today.
Thor 2 is one of the worst ones in the MCU.
Okay.
So you can actually, if you look at that one and then compare that to the Justice League, then you can start talking. And I think Iron Man 2 is also on, and 3 actually. Like all of those are some of the worst Marvel movies, but they're all good. You know what I mean?
Yeah. They're just not in the top.
Yeah. I mean, they're not DC bad. So, but yeah, having him, like his best friend, I guess. Like it feels like they've grown up together and like family.
They've been through missions as well. Like, like they've done stuff together.
And like that he's sort of his, what do you call it? Like he can calm him down like whenever he's worried.
I guess he's anchor to sanity.
Yeah,
basically.
Exactly that. And then he gets smashed. Like
super easily.
Yes.
He survives like a lot of stuff, and then like
one punch from this little girl, like
into the fucking pillar,
and he's dead. He's stone cold fucking dead. Back smashed, dead. I loved
spoilers.
it. I loved it.
Yeah.
That they went that far and actually did it, and then have him snap.
Yeah.
And reveal the super soldier serum kind of like. Yeah,
crazy. But I like you missed the serum. Like I would have loved that to be part of the show.
Yeah,
because it was. Maybe we'll get that in a look back later.
Yeah.
But it would have been less guessing in a way, in a negative way in this case, for me at least.
Yeah,
story wise, because they made a thing, and then they didn't follow up on it.
Yeah.
But I guess maybe that is something to be like if you watch it, sort of binge it later, it won't be as weird because you don't have to wait a week to find out, So I think that's what's throwing me off a bit.
Yeah.
But all in all, that was, I think, the only thing that bothered me in this episode.
Yeah.
Like the fighting felt intense and good.
Fast.
There were some really good moments with the
menage or whatever they're called.
Yeah, exactly. That's that part. The one where he talks to the girl about her sort of what she's doing.
Yeah, that sort of down to earth type moment with them, getting them. I love that too. That like the human moment of Sam.
But that's
really
what I mean.
Being
like
like I really, really understand where you're coming from. Like I believe in
your cause. But not in the method.
The way you're doing it. Yeah. Like, I love that.
Yeah.
You sympathize with the bad guy, which is also something that Marvel does great, And, just fucking, they just keep delivering. Like, this episode, again, is also one of my favorites of this show. And I can't fucking wait to see what's going to happen next, especially with the last part with Cap straight up murdering one of the baddies.
Yeah, holy shit, with the shield.
With the shield,
well.
and just standing that last shot with him standing there with the bloody shield.
With the bloody shield,
and
yeah.
just sort of
and everyone's just taking selfies, yeah.
Yeah, everybody's
or like selfies,
filming it.
Filming
yeah.
it, yeah.
So like, well,
everyone taking selfies.
yeah. I'm sure a few did.
Yeah. But it's so brutal, and the way that he does it as well.
Yeah,
Like manically.
It's not just like the
enough.
one time bam. It's like no, he straight up went psycho, and now he is a super soldier psycho.
I'm wondering how they're gonna do this though. Like, what is gonna be the follow up for this? Are they just gonna try to make him the good guy? Will he be wanted? Like what will be the
he killed
the
terrorist.
I know that's what I mean.
It's not like you're gonna go to jail.
Yeah, that's true. But he's such a psycho in that scene.
But he is like the law. You know what I mean? Like he can do whatever he wants, more or less. He's Captain America.
But that's what he can't, because he isn't Captain America the way that Captain America was Captain America.
No,
you know what I mean?
He is the government's Captain America.
Yeah, he's the government's Captain America, and it feels like there are rules to this job.
Yeah, his name in the comics is U.S. Agent.
Oh, is it?
Yeah. So I guess that's
my name for him is Cunt.
Captain Cunt?
Captain Cunt. With the ears.
Yeah. Nice. Captain Cunt with the ears.
Captain Cunt with the ears.
Yep. All right. You heard it here first.
Captain A Cunt.
Oh, my God. So it's about time to wrap up.
No, but I think they chose the best actor for this, because I hate him.
Yeah.
Like, and it's all the acting, like, it's not that he's not fit for the role. He's
a great actor.
Dude, he does it great. I hate him so much. He's like the Pierce Brosnan in Mrs. Doubtfire for me. Like that same type of hate. I was just like, I hate this guy. Just hate him so much. And it's just a character. You know what I mean? That he plays. But I'll probably hate him in everything that he's going to do after this. Just like, it's that fucking it's Captain Cunt.
Let's just call him Cece, okay?
Cece. Oh, that is perfect. Yeah. Okay, yeah, right. that we can't top that. No. We're just going to wrap it up.
Let's leave it with Cece. Yeah. No, I can't wait for Friday. Yeah. I am so stoked.
Dude, and we get two shows. It's not like when we watch Mando. We get two shows.
2 shows.
And they're both really good.
Yes. Like I said, every week, Friday is Christmas. It's insane.
It is so good, yeah.
I love it.
I always start with Invincible.
Yeah, me too. Me too. Yeah, because I always rewatch Invincible. Oh, okay. Sometimes I rewatch Falcon and Winter Soldier too, but Invincible is like at least 2 times a week. Mm-hmm. This one was 3. In a weekend, it's fine. Yeah. Don't judge. Santa was sleeping, so yeah.
Time well spent.
Time well spent, for sure.
Cool.
Keep sleeping, Santa. More Invincible. All right, people.
Can we do shorter episodes at all?
Yeah. Well, if you stop babbling about Buffy.
Dude.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Thank you for listening.
Thank you.
Join the Discord. Shout the podcast. Rate the podcast. Talk about the podcast.
Share it in the stories. Tag us in the stories. If you tag our personal accounts, we can share them as well.
You get double the exposure.
Triple the exposure. Yes. And as always, from us to you. Fuck you!